there, welcome back. My name is Jessica. This is video 4 in a 4-part series for the Serenity House of Flint. The series is entitled Mind, Body, Spirit, and enriching that connection through the use of essential oils. So in the first video, we did a quick overview of essential oils, the history, how we use them, and some safety precautions. In the second video, we discussed our mind, how our thinking and our emotions affects our physical well-being, and how essential oils can help us to work through those feelings. In the third video, we talked about our mind, how it's powerful, or our body. We talked about how our body is very impacted by our stress levels. We talked a lot about the physiological side of how our cellular structures are being affected and how our physical well-being is affected by stress. And then we discussed how essential oils can help to cure a lot of physical ailments or aid in healing physical ailments. This video, video 4, the last in the series, is about our spiritual connection. So mind, body, spirit need to be interwoven as one. If one area is lacking, the human, the being, will not be whole. We will not be well. These areas are very intertwined, and we have to balance each one at a time and then connect them as well and best we can. So our spiritual well-being is vitally important. Spirituality needs no tools, right? It's kind of odd to be sitting here talking about my spiritual connection with something greater than myself and oils, right? I want to be clear that spirituality can happen anytime, anywhere. No matter where a human being is, what they're doing, they need nothing other than their heart and creator, right? Whatever that means to you. I also like to make sure I speak on the vastness of the spiritual entities, right? I believe that there are so many for every single person, and that we all have our own view of what higher power, the universe, spirituality can mean to us. So when I'm working through the video today, I want to make sure that you can connect with everything and that nobody gets turned off by this idea of spirituality. This can mean a lot of different spiritual rituals or lack thereof, whatever is suiting you, floats your boat. The spirit needs no tools. It's available to us whenever, wherever. But when our humanness gets in the way, our channels to our spiritual connection are blocked. This is what I like to focus on most when I think about spirituality and my wellness to it, is where are my blockages? A lot of times in the yoga and holistic world, we use our chakras. We sort of focus our energy into these 7 ideas to find where our blockages are. Those blockages are located in our nadi, which are basically channels of energy through our body. There are a few channels that flow like this, and they intersect in 7 different places in the body, and where those nadi connect are known as our chakras. So we're not going to talk too much about our chakra energies today. We're going to talk about how we can clear our blockages, though, using essential oils. When those blockages stand in the way, I kind of see it this way, and maybe a visual will help you. It always helps me. But when I think of going to the bank drive-thru and I send my tube up through that tubey machine and it gets to the lady in the bank or the man, I sort of imagine like the inside person there is my higher power, and I'm out here in the car, and if that channel is blocked up, the messages from them are not going to get to me, and my messages are not going to get to them. And so what sort of things would block up that channel? Resentment, fear, anger. This idea specifically right now through the pandemic is our lack of control. That's one of the main things that I've been hearing from people, and people have been voicing, is that their lack of control and their fear of the unknown have been creating this unconnection with higher power, right? Like if we're so protected and cared for, how could this be happening? And then that fear and doubt come in and create a blockage, that we're not hearing higher power and we are not connecting back. We're not speaking because we're blocked off from fear and lack of control, lack of power. This impacts our bodies, our minds, our spirits. It's very detrimental. The lack of connection can leave us feeling purposeless and hopeless. A lot of us have lost jobs, or jobs have been paused. There's been a lot of situations that happen with no end date. Like, when are we going to be able to do these things again? When are we going to be able to come back to the things that we are used to? So without an end date and without a purpose, that's how we're feeling: hopeless, purposeless. What is my purpose if it's not my job? What is my purpose if it's not the hobbies that I used to do or the events that I used to love? Who am I as a person? One of the best ways to combat this is to dive deep into meditation, prayer, and connection with higher power, right? Seek our understanding of what our purpose is for this set of 24 hours. Staying in the day will absolutely help to reset that sense of purpose and that sense of hope. Those are very powerful in our connection with higher power. It's also important when we find ourselves being blocked to sort of notice if our focus is more on the earthly moments than it is on the divine moments. Sometimes the things that are happening here on earth seem so powerful and they take so much of our connection and our energy away from us that we're stuck so much here on earth instead of opening up, connecting to that divine power, seeing that there is something greater and purposeful happening for our benefit. Some of the ways that we can reconnect with this, if you're finding and resonating with this idea that there might be some blockages there with your spiritual connection to whatever spirit means to you, there are some ways that you can reconnect to that. Specifically, meditation is probably the most widely used. Meditation in combination with prayer. You might not choose to like that word. You might call it communing with higher power, or just quieting the mind to spend some time with nature. Nature is a lot of people's higher power. It doesn't matter exactly what, but there are ways in which we create ritual to keep our mind focused on what we're doing. So sometimes sitting down to just meditate, our mind goes away from us, right? The human mind's job is to think, after all. So if you are thinking and becoming distracted during meditation, it means your brain is working. I don't know about you, but that's a good thing. So the process of meditation is working through that. One of the helpful things that we can do that with are tools, right? So you may know of smudging, using like a sage stick or a Palo Santo stick to clear the area of any bad vibes or spirits or unwanted entities that are in your space. That scent is a natural way to bring your mind back to what you're doing. Like, oh yes, that's right, I'm meditating right now, or I'm praying right now. I am choosing to spend this time with Creator. And that scent that triggers the limbic system, that memory, reminds you of what you're doing. It's a way to stay focused. Other things that people may choose to use are like crystals or trinkets of sentimental value, maybe even altars, photos of deities or loved ones that mean something to you, or might even mean something for the specific problems that you're going through at the time. If you're needing to connect with higher power on some specific things, there are certain crystals that might help connect you with those things, or certain deities and certain religions that would help you with that as well. So all of these things are simply to ground us in the purpose of the spiritual modality that we are choosing. So again, when the mind wanders, we see our photo of our deity and we remember, that's right, I'm seeking guidance in abundance. That's right, I'm seeking guidance with safety and security. And then we come back to our spiritual practice. Again, it's a practice. It's not a perfection, or it's not a done job. It's a practice. This is something that we do over and over again, every minute, resetting, recentering, and focusing. So not only are those tools helpful, but essential oils are helpful for such things, for really grounding and rooting our mind in spirituality. Essential oils, I think, have helped me in all of the ways that I've used them, which is with my emotions, with my physical well-being and my home, switching chemicals out and using them as medicines instead of traditional medicine or American or Western medicines. I choose to use Eastern medicines. And I do, though, believe that oils have helped me spiritually in a greater way. I've definitely been able to focus. When I am feeling spinning out of control, my mind is wandering, I'm able to grab an oil and I'm able to put it on, smell it, and then remember that what I'm here to do is of a greater divine purpose. And it sort of takes away those earthly problems in just a tiny bit. It takes the edge off of them and softens around them so that I can be of better service, be of maximum service to the people around me in whatever moment that I'm in. So I'm going to go through each one of these quickly and describe some of the ways that these might help you with your spiritual practices. Lemon. Lemon promotes clarity of thought and purpose with a fragrance that is invigorating, enhancing, and warm. So again, that feeling of purposelessness, which a lot of us might be feeling when our whole worlds have been turned upside down, lemon is a great way to sort of stop that anger and promote that sense of purpose. Tea tree oil, as we've mentioned in the other videos, its common theme is purity, purifying. So whether we're using it on our maskne or whether we're using it to purify our hands in a hand soap, purification is the purpose of tea tree. So it can help to purify our negative emotions, clear them away, the fear, the resentment, the fear of the unknown, whatever it is, and then clear our nadi, our channels straight to higher power so that we can converse back and forth, right? Like that clear bank channel, just getting the messages, sending the messages back and forth. Lavender. Lavender, again, is calming. It has calming agents. They promote relaxation and calm the chaotic mind, provide inner peace so that your practice can be a calming one, more centered. Rosemary. This may help lift mental fog, providing a boost to clarity and focus. So with all of the stress going on and all of the changes going on through the pandemic, our mental state has become very foggy, right? We're very distracted. It's easy to zone out in our phone. It's easy to zone out in a TV show. This clarity has definitely been dulled. It's like a fog has just settled over our thinking process, right? Rosemary can lift that fog right up, sharpen the ideas in our mind, sharpen that message from higher power, sharpen our prayer, our conversation back. Like, be very specific with the message that we are asking to get. It can also ease anxiety and enhance hearing the spirit more clearly. Orange is a powerhouse of gratitude. This is my specific practice with higher power is rooted in gratitude. It can increase the feelings of happiness and decrease depression, which combine to promote more feelings of gratitude. In any spiritual practice, that's usually the best place to start, is before asking for something, before asking for guidance, first provide gratitude, right? What in your life is going well? What can we focus on that's right instead of wrong? Orange is such a happy oil, a great way to do that. And peppermint. Peppermint is fresh and invigorating. It lifts your spirits and your energy. So especially peppermint combined with orange can really bring a happiness, a lightness, and a specific energy to your spiritual practices. Again, taking account into the weather here in the state of Michigan, and then taking account into the darkening of the daylight hours and the pandemic. We all need a lift of our spirits, a boost of energy. Orange and peppermint combined are such a great way to do that. Peppermint also brings a boost of focus and connection with the divine. So again, if you're just feeling really distracted, you feel that fog, maybe some peppermint and some rosemary combined together would be a powerhouse to lift that fog, to laser focus your direction and clarity. So that does conclude our connection with the spirit through our essential oils. The mind-body-spirit connection is so vitally important. I've mentioned it through every video. If one is lacking, they are all hurting. We have to find this very delicate balance, aligning the three as one so that we can be whole, right? It's holistic. It's our entire being that matters. And if we can use all of these tools to maintain a holistic, lined up being, we just might make it through this together. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Take care.